friends, it is Audrey and welcome back to my studio. So I am here with Clique Kits International today to show you how this layout about my recent Pumpkin Patch Yoga experience came together. So this is a 12 by 12 layout. I am using the Stitch Together base kit and the add-on Falling Leaves kit, which feature elements from Paige Evans' Bungalow Lane collection. So without further ado, let me show you how this layout comes together. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, so I am going to start by tracing a circle kind of off-center here. So this is, and I really didn't realize that. Alright, so this is just a bowl from my kitchen. It's just a little Tupperware bowl. It's got some handles, but that's okay. I have the general outline of the circle here. So I traced a circle. I'm going to put the bowl aside now. Alright, I'm just finishing off the circle here a little bit. Alright, I've got my pictures placed down and I'm going to just mark them off here so I kind of have an idea where they're going. Alright, those pictures are going to get put aside. Okay. Alright, now as I'm looking at this, I'm kind of debating if I want to put a strip here. I don't really have any direction for this layout because I had a whole different idea and it did not work out. So I kind of like the idea of a strip. See, an orange one like this would be perfect, but I used up that orange. Alright, let's see. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's pretty. Ah, we do have the orange piece of paper. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to use that. Let's just see what else we've got here, though. Like I said, I have really no direction as to what I really want to do. There's so many pretty papers in these kits. Okay. Alright, I like this orange, kind of like muted orange, because it goes nicely with the photos. Okay. I really want to cover that up though, so maybe I'll put it up here. I like that rich orange, which is like pretty much, I guess if I move this around, I can just put it down here, up here. Alright, so the squares are 2 inches each, so what I'm going to do is cut a 2-inch shape, and I'm leaving the marketing strip in there because I really, really like it. So let's just even this up. Alright, so we're going to glue that down there. Alright, so I had a totally different idea for this layout, but the cut file that I did not work out. So alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video, but you'll see me in just a second. I am going to stitch around here, around this circle, just to kind of make it a little bit more pronounced. So actually, I'm not going to stop the video. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the stitching holes put in. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to do it every half an inch, and I'm just going to put the holes in the paper using a ruler and the paper piercer from, I use a Cricut one. This is just the one I use for this kind of thing. So, alright, so I'm going to speed up this video and get these holes put in. Okay, holes are in. I'm going to go grab some thread and meet you back here in just a second. Okay, so I have this pack of embroidery floss, and I'm trying to pick one that matches the pumpkin and the layout perfectly, and I think I'm going to go with this kind of yellowish one. It's just the way the picture is. The pumpkin is actually much more orange, but it was just kind of a gloomy, cloudy day, but it was just lovely at that yoga in the pumpkin patch. Alright, so I'm going to use this one. Alright, so I am going to start just picking a random place. I'm going to pull it through. Oh, I cut a lot. So I got to be careful because... Alrighty. Alright, so Barley is in the shot here. Alright, so I'm going to be doing a back stitch. So you're going to go over one, and then you're going to go up the next one. Alright. And you're going to go in the old hole, and you're going to go on like that, like so. Okay. So I'm going to go in the next one. are the problems when your thread is way too long. It can get knotted. But I hate threading them, so I always make it way too long. And I'm gonna go back in the hole there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stitch this and meet you back here when it's done. Alright, so I am back and I have this, sorry, I was just looking at those embellishments. Alright, so I have that done, the stitching done. And now I'm going to layer on some, let's see where my pictures are, here, here, and here. Okay, so now I'm going to layer on die cuts. So let me get started with those die cuts. Alexa, pause. Okie dokie. So I just said okie dokie. Lovely. So I don't want to cover up too much of the stitching since I spent a long time on it. So now I'm going to go ahead and put down the photos. Alright, it's coming together nicely. So I'm going to put these die cuts away. Alright, so I ended up getting just a bag from my stash to put all the die cuts instead of trying to get them back into that little package. I kind of wish that these apples, I kind of wish that these apples were pumpkins. Okay, so I'm going to put pumpkin patch yoga here. But I'm going to write it out first on a scrap piece of paper so I can do it backwards, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't know where it stops. Sometimes this camera just decides it's going to turn off. But what I did was, if you didn't see it, what I did was I wrote out Pumpkin Patch Yoga and I started backwards. So this way I can make sure it fits in. And then pretending that this is a pumpkin. So I put those on there, and then I also dated it. And now I'm just cleaning up a little bit before I do the last part of this. I like to make sure my space stays clean. Alright, so the last part is I am going to stick some of these sequins around in a few spaces just to give it some color and jazz and excitement and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so I'm just going to take a few and scatter them around where I know I kind of want them to be. Alright, so now I'm just gonna put where it is. I'm just gonna put it my signature, and there we go. Thanks for watching, friends.